Stephanie Reeves, and I teach the Devon Voice Studio and also run the Stevens Choir. So everybody you're going to hear tonight is a member of both of those things. And I want to thank you very much for coming out here on this rather chilly day and joining us. We do three recitals a year. There's the fall recital, this is our spring studio recital, and there's an honors recital early-ish in spring semester that tends to feature pretty advanced repertoire. Let's see, what do I need to tell you? Thank you for being here. If you need to get up, please do that during applause. So obviously mostly that doesn't need to be said, but sometimes I've been surprised. So if you do need to get up for any reason, please do so during applause, and when you come back in during applause. The restrooms are right out in the hallway if you are new to House Center, to the music room. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and get started here by introducing our pianist, Stephanie Sofko. So this evening we are starting strong with a beautiful song from the musical Phantom of the Opera. So Christine is the leading lady in Phantom of the Opera, and this is from Act 2. The plot has thickened and thickened and thickened a few more times after that, and she is at her father's grave asking for guidance because she's come to realize she's in a highly dysfunctional situation with a certain mentor figure, namely the Phantom of the Opera, and she needs to figure out somehow how to disentangle herself from that. Jessica Piloto will sing for us, Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again.
You were once a friend and father.
art song. Hello. It's going to give us an Italian art song. And there's a lot of Italian art songs that are very popular in voice studios. They're good music. They're so well written for the voice. They're like vitamin and mineral supplements. But this one's a little different from most of them, because most of them are like, oh, I love being in a highly dysfunctional relationship. Pain is great. This one's like, I'm done with pain. I'm over it. I've gotten rid of the bad relationship. Life is great. My heart is victorious because I'm not putting up with that anymore. Vittoria mio core, sung for us by Stephen Bartell.
Vittoria, 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 mio cuore, non lagrimar più, non lagrimar più, è sciolta d'amore la vil servitù. Vittoria, Vittoria, mio cuore, non lagrimar più, è sciolta d'amore la vil servitù, è sciolta frastuono di sguardi, convenzi bugiardi, di spose gli inganni, le frodi, gli affani, non hanno più loco del crudo suo fuoco e spento l'adore. Vittoria, 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 mio cuore, non lagrimar più, non lagrimar più.
We're sort of going back to Broadway and sort of staying with art song, but it's a very modern art song, and it's a Broadway show that's on Broadway right now. And it's called The Last 5 Years. So it is two singers who are an item, they get married, but they go backwards in time and meet in the middle and continue this way. So it's this series of back and forth solos that taken together tell the story of this relationship. And Kathy, the woman in the relationship, opens the show, or you could do it as a song cycle. We actually did it a few years ago here in a workshop production as a song cycle slash musical. And she starts it out, and she's at the end of the relationship. And she comes home to find a goodbye letter from Jamie, her husband. And then the next song up is Jamie, who's just met her, because they're in opposing timelines. This is Kathy's beginning and also, in a way, ending song, Still Hurting, sung for us by Amanda Marino.
Jamie's decided Jamie, sure something wonderful died. Jamie decides it's his right to decide. Jamie's got secrets he doesn't confide. And I'm still hurting. Go and hide and run away. Run away. Run and find something better. Go and ride the sun away. Run away. Like it's simple, like it's right. Give me a day, Jamie, pulling back the lights, hang them back on the wall. Maybe I'd see how you could be so certain that we had no chance at all. Jamie is over, and where can I turn? Hovered in the skies, I did nothing to earn. Maybe there's somewhere a lesson to learn, but that wouldn't change the fact, that wouldn't speed the time. Once the foundation's cracked, and I'm still hurting.
Okay, our next song is another art song, but this one's in Russian. This is by Tchaikovsky. Some of you may be familiar with Tchaikovsky by thinking about, say, the Nutcracker ballet. That's how most people are familiar with Tchaikovsky. I hesitate to attempt to pronounce this for you, so I won't. But the English is None But the Lonely Heart, and the translation is essentially only people who themselves have been very lonely can understand how I feel now that the person who loves me best is gone. Singing for us today in a language he knows very well is Kagos.
Я только
of the 1700s to Handel, and if you know about Handel, you probably know about him from The Messiah. So who knows? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's Handel. Okay, he also wrote a whole lot of opera in Italian, including an opera called Giulio Cesare, about Julius Caesar. Well, Piangero is sung by his lover at the time, Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt, and she and Caesar are having a bad time, and she's separated from him, and it looks like they're going to lose a big battle, and it all ends happily. But at this moment, Cleopatra is pretty sure things are going to go right down the drain, and she says, I will weep and bemoan my fate, and also, when I die, I'm going to come back and I'm going to haunt the people who messed with me. So, watch out. This is Gianna Felice singing Piangero.
Con Giulio
show, we had Into the Woods. And there are people who are singing tonight, there are people who are sitting here tonight who are all into the woods. This is also in the woods. This is Waldesgespräch, which means woods dialogue. And so there's a knight going through the woods, kind of like the princes do, and into the woods. And he runs into the Lorelei. So it's going towards night, and it's chilly, and he's going into the woods, and here's this beautiful woman standing there alone. He's, oh, you're lovely. I'll escort you home. And she says, you know, my heart's been broken a lot. You need to get out of here. And he's like, oh, what? Oh no, you're the Lorelei. So he's run into the witch, basically, and for reasons, she's decided she doesn't much like men. And she says, ultimately, kommst du nie mehr aus diesem Wald. Never again come from this wood. And the song ends with the horse just going, well, I'm out here. So we have another moment of Into the Woods in just a different time and place, and Ryan Manley will sing it for us. An American composer who just died a couple years ago after living almost 100 years, Ned Rora, who wrote some fabulous stuff. A lot of it for singers, and a lot of that for coloratura sopranos. So for those of you who haven't heard that term, a coloratura soprano means one that sings really high. That it's your voice type. You just sit up in the clouds. And we have one, and she is going to sing The Silver Swan for us, set by Ned Rora. The poem is from the Elizabethan era. It's English. The silver swan who living had no note, when death approached, unlocked her silent throat and sang. Kylene McNeil will sing it for
For
It's my favorite of his operas. And one of the characters in The Marriage of Figaro is Cherubino, who is an adolescent boy. He's just hit puberty, and suddenly, both excitingly and very confusingly, every female person he sees sends him into a complete tailspin. And this song is about that sort of of being hit really severely by a case of hormones. And it's sung by a woman. Cherubino is a boy, and full-grown opera singers who are male do not look like boys. They just don't. So, so what composers would do, and this is still a thing, is if you want to write a part for a boy in opera, you write it for a woman, you know, and then you can. It's just weirdly much more convincing. Non so più cosa son, cosa faccio means I don't know who I am or what I'm doing. And Valerie Callaghy is going to sing it for us.
Cosa più, cosa son, cosa faccio? Ogni poco lo so, non righiaccio. Ogni dono il cancer di colore. Ogni dono mi fa palpitar. Ogni dono mi fa palpitar. Ogni dono mi fa palpitar. Solo i nomi d'amor che divento. Mi si torno, mi senti diventa. E a parlare mi sforzo d'amore. Oh, deseo, io non posso aspettare. Oh, deseo, io non posso aspettare. Non so più cosa son, cosa faccio. Ogni poco lo so, lo righiaccio. Ogni dono che certi colore. Ogni dono mi fa palpitare. Ogni dono mi fa palpitare. Ogni dono mi fa palpitare. Carro d'amor veniando, carro d'amor sognando, alla colomba i botti, ai fiori, ai nervi i botti, alle colombe i venti, che il suon dei vani accenti portano via con sé. Portano via con sé. Carro d'amor veniando, carro d'amor sognando, all'acqua, all'ombra, ai monti, ai fiori, all'erbe, ai fondi, alle colore, ai venti. Che il sole vani accenti portano via con sé. Portano via con sé. E se non ho chi moda, e se non ho chi moda, parlo d'amor con me, parlo d'amor con me.
We're going to stick with opera, but we're going to go to France. And France is going to go to India. Lakme by Leo de Vive is set in India. And through culture clashes and problems of colonialism, tragedy ensues. But before that happens, we have a lovely duet where two young women get away from their troubles for a little while by going to a beautiful garden area full of singing birds. This is known as the flower duet, and I'm willing to bet that a number of you will go, oh, I've heard that before, because it's pretty well known. Gets used a lot for things. It's probably better called the Birds Duet. This duet and also the Silver Swan that Kylene sang are both going up on our choir concert, whose theme is the animal kingdom, on May 3rd. So if you want an encore. So we've got two young women who are just trying to relax as some bad things have been happening around them. There's some risky stuff going on. And they're visiting this garden and they hear birds and they're really, the composer has them imitating birds, trilling along. Adriana Aguirre and Emery Wineland will sing it for us. have another duet. It's a very, very different duet than that duet. Assassins. Stephen Sondheim wrote a lot of musicals, and they're always very recognizably Sondheim, but they're completely different from one another. So Assassins, unlike, say, Into the Woods, which is fairy tales that frequently go wrong, Assassins is historically based, and it's about people who have assassinated or tried to assassinate mostly American presidents. Last year at this time, we had the Ballad of the Guiteau with the same team that's going to do the Ballad of Booth. The Ballad of Booth is John Wilkes Booth shot Abraham Lincoln. So he's kind of, as the assassins go, he's the gold standard, I guess you could say, in a weird sense. I would like to point out that the views expressed by the singer singing the part of John Wilkes Booth do not express the views of that singer, but only of John Wilkes Booth. So it's like, you know, the person playing Macbeth in the bloody play actually doesn't want to kill anybody. So it's like that. Remember, acting. So there's that. And so we're going to have John Wilkes Booth, and we are going to have the balladeer, who in Assassins is the sort of narrator character. He operates like a chorus almost, putting things in context and serving as the commenter of the regular folks, if you will. The Ballad of Booth from Assassins, with Joshua Richter as the balladeer and Robert Olson as John Wilkes Booth.
Someone tell the story, someone sing the song. Every now and then the country goes a little wrong. Every now and then a madman's bound to come along. Doesn't stop the story, the story's pretty strong. Doesn't change the song. Johnny Booth was a handsome devil, got up in his rings and fancy silks, had him a temper but kept it level. Everybody called him Wilkes. Why did you do it, Johnny? Nobody agrees. You who had everything, what made you bring our nation to its knees? Some say it was your voice had gone, some say it was booze. They say you killed a country, John, because of bad reviews. Johnny lived for grace and glitter, kinda like the lives he lived on stage. Died in a barn in pain and bitter, 27 years of age. Why did you do it, Johnny? Throw it all away. Why did you do it, boy? Not just destroy the pride and joy of Illinois, but all the USA. Your brother made you jealous, John. You couldn't fill his shoes. Was that the reason? Tell us, John, along with bad reviews.
An indictment of the former President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, who is here in charge with the following high crimes and misdemeanors.
They say your ship was sinking, John.
1. That you did ruthlessly provoke a war between the states, which cost some 600,000 of my countrymen their lives. 2.
You'd started missing cues.
2. That you did silence your critics in the North by hurling them into prison without benefit of charge or trial. 3.
They say it wasn't Lincoln, John.
Shut up! 3.
You merely had a slew of bad reviews.
I said, shut up!
He said, damn you, Lincoln, you had your way.
Boy.
Blood you drew out of blue and gray.
Tell me, listen.
He said, damn you, Lincoln, and damn the day we threw the U out of USA.
did was kill the man who killed my country. Now the Southland will mend, now this bloody war can end, because someone slew the tyrant, just as Brutus slew the tyrant.
He said, "Damn you, Lincoln, you righteous whore! You turned your spite into civil war."
Tell the truth
and more.
Tell them why, tell them how it happened, how the end doesn't mean that it's over, how surrender is not the end. Tell them how the country is not what it was, where there's blood in the clover, how the nation can never again be the hope that it was, how the bruises may never be healed, how the wounds are forever, how we gave up the field, but we still wouldn't yield, how the Union can never recover from that vulgar, high and mighty colored lover. Never, 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 never. No, the country is not what it was. Damn my soul, if you must, let my body turn to dust. Let it mingle with the ashes of the country. Let them curse me to hell, leave it to history to tell. What I did well, and I did it for my country. Let them cry, dirty traitor, they will understand it later. The country is not what it was.
Johnny Wolfe was a headstrong fellow, even he believed the things he said. Some called him normal, some said yellow, what he was off his head. How could you do it, Johnny, calling it a cause? You left a legacy of butchery and treason we took eagerly, and thought you'd get applause. But traitors listed cheers and boos, not visits to their graves, or Lincoln who got mixed reviews. Because of you, John, now it's only raves. Damn you, Johnny, you paved the way for other madmen to make us pay. Lots of madmen have had their say, but only for a day. Listen to the stories, hear it in the songs. Angry men don't write the rules, and guns don't right the wrongs. Hurts a while, but soon the country's back where it belongs, and that's the truth, still and all.